Yo, what up, Brethren?
What's happening? What's happening, man? You hear me fine?
What you say?
So, A-OK over here.
Cool, cool. You can hear me good?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. How you been, man?
I can't complain. I can't complain. Ready to lock in.
Seems like it's been like it's these days are going long and short at the same time.
The days are long and the weeks are fast.
You ain't told no lie there, man. What you been? So, like, you know, we're still technically in COVID season, regardless of what people may feel or think. How you been keeping up your time?
Actually, I didn't turn into a full-fledged carpenter. I got just got finished like coming from my basement, running my own ductwork down in the basement, finishing my whole basement myself.
Really?
Yeah. Only thing I'm not doing is running the electricity, but I was the guy that's running my electricity. I was down there helping him wire it up to run the wires.
I still got to make it out to your spot. I got an actual car that can go there now, so I need to.
Oh yeah, well you can't come right now. Nobody can come in here right now. This place is locked down. We're still on. We haven't even. This house hasn't even got to stage 1, so it's no visitors.
Well, I mean, I respect that. I respect that. Even though it's me,
after that, good. No. The grandmas ain't even coming in here right now.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah.
Nobody. The door is shut.
How you feel about the whole, like, you know, have you been feeling like a little bit more safe with, you know, or are you still taking the same precautions that you were taking? What's been going on in your day to day?
I mean, you still try to stay as safe as possible, but everybody's fear gets fatigued, just like the next one. So the longer you go without getting it, the less likely you think you are to get it. So you got to stay disciplined and everything. So I got a better half that keeps me disciplined on that part of it. That's in the medical field. So it keeps reminding me about it as much as I want to forget and think it's cool.
Shout out to her, man. You gotta be like that. Shout out to her. Yeah, man. You know, I know for myself, I'm still taking the precautions. And you're right. I think you hit a good point about fear fatigue, is what you said, right?
Fear gets fatigued.
Yeah,
like you're tired of being scared, and then you just
the walls. My apartment looks smaller and smaller like every day. Like I swear, when I come in, I'm always bumping into something, and it's
my house gets smaller and smaller every day too.
Yeah, and it's liable to make you go a little crazy. But then, you know, I'm somebody who I look at the little death toll on CNN, and when that might be going up every morning, I'll be like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit on my hands. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill here and live.
I'm gonna chill here and live. Right. I'm gonna go crazy inside. You know, that's how I feel. But you know, we can get into all that though, man. But you know, welcome everybody. HHMS 98. It's been a while, but we're here. You know, it's a lot that has popped up. You know, have you still been keeping up with the elections? I know by now it's old news that Kamala Harris is the VP candidate for the Democrats. Did you keep up with any of that?
That's right, Hampton. HU's own, right?
Of course. But I mean, that don't get you to vote alone. But
Hampton University's own. You ain't catch with that.
Don't do this on the Don't do that. Mommy, but
how would you first HBCU grad to be on a presidential ticket? So shout out to her. Definitely first HBCU grad to be on a presidential ticket.
That's what I'm saying. Did you feel any kind of difference, any your way, or anybody that you know? Did it make anything different as far as on how they were going to vote?
I don't think it makes anything different. I think it probably is more. I mean, it's politics at the end of the day. So I mean, I believe the decision was more to keep people from, you know, tightrope and going over to the right. So it keeps them over here. Like if you were thinking about maybe jumping the fence in the middle of the night, that might bring you back. So I think that's what that's more about. But it's great. I mean, it didn't change anything. I had new direction I was going. So I mean, not to say Biden is my favorite candidate. I mean, but hey, at this point you got to go with who has the biggest chance to complete the task at hand, which is getting 45 out of that.
Yeah. I mean, I felt the same way. I mean, my voting was going to go the way it was going to go anyway, but the difference, I feel, was the enthusiasm. I feel like it kind of
I'm happy about it.
Yeah, because in this country, we still gotta, likability still counts. Like, it's only a few states, maybe New York a couple times, where it's like, all right, I'm gonna vote for you to do your job, and I ain't gotta like you. But for the majority of in this country, likability matters. And so it didn't feel like people were enthused. It kind of felt this whole, yeah, I give you what you need. But that's the same thing we did 4 years ago, and we saw that turn out. So, like, we need that passion and that enthusiasm, and it seems like it kind of brought it, you know. And she seems ready. You know, she seems ready to lead, whatever. And
well, she's definitely sharp.
yeah, she is sharp. You know, she is sharp. So, you know, I'm excited about it. You know, but we still gotta go there, man, because these people like to cheat. So, you know, that's the big thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. He trying to defund the postal service and not letting the ballots get through and everything. So he working hard. He working double time right now to try to steal this election. So
yeah, and you know, she kind of brought some things back over to our culture, because I was seeing some rappers and just some people who don't really know anything but didn't mind broadcasting what they didn't know. Like, you know, I feel like Trump know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He just seemed like and they were going by the image, you know what I'm saying, of him looking, I guess, the part to them. And so, you know, what Kamala did was bring things back over there. And they're like, oh, you know, it brought that attention for those people, like you said, that's liable to sway. Because everybody talks that stuff until they go into the actual booth. That's what we know. Yeah. That's what we found out.
They jump the fence in the middle of the night.
Exactly. You know, so it's like she brought that back over there. Hopefully, you would like to think. And I'm not someone who like to use the word hope, but in these times right here, we're going to have to use the word hope.
That's all we can do is hope, because everything is unsure. What we thought was going to go down this year is totally different.
Exactly, man. Well, you know, first thing up I wanted to ask you about was, you check out with your man. Did you check out the No Limit Chronicles?
I did not see the No Limit Chronicles. I watched a little bit of the Rough Rider one with DMX, but I didn't catch it. I got to catch up on it though. So I got I did see the No Limit, like what's the hip hop and rhythm and flow thing. I seen the No Limit on that, but I didn't watch the Chronicles just yet though.
Yeah, I got to catch up on the Rough. Yeah, I got to catch up on the Rough Riders one. I saw like the first two. I got to catch up on the Rough Riders one too, and it's pretty.
But good. I do know a lot of the history of No Limit though.
It's good.
Yeah, I do know a lot of the history.
Yeah, but the doctor,
I sat down and talked to
a lot of people. Don't know. Well, I was just saying, a lot of people don't know when it comes to the No Limit Chronicles. He put this out there first because he actually is going to have a movie that's going to come out, but he wanted to give everybody their own say first. So he stopped the movie being made to do the doc, so everyone can say what they want to say. Because once the movie come out, he don't want to hear no complaining. That's the Master P's thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, you know, you say what you want to say in the doc, you know, whatever. But one of the things that kind of has come out in the doc is the case of C Murder. And so what they were talking about in the case of C Murder inside the documentary was, he had I guess there was a guy, and pardon me, anybody can correct me if I'm wrong. I guess there was a friend or whatever that was there the night at the club. And the police officer, I don't even know if he was a friend of C Murder. Police just asked this guy, this random guy or whatever at the club, do you know who this guy is? Like, they were showing him a bunch of pictures. And he was like, oh yeah, that's C Murder. And they was like, oh, okay. And then they were like, they went back and took that little piece of evidence and said, yo, this guy said he saw C Murder shoot the guy. And also, C Murder had two people on the jury who did not vote him guilty. And Louisiana has the 2-count rule where the 10 can overrule. And it doesn't have it. They don't have it no more. And so they've been trying to get that overturned because they don't have that anymore. And so that case about C Murder has kind of like the light has kind of shined back on it about the injustice of that. But throughout the doc, P said that he was telling C Murder about his choices. Like, he was telling them, like, for example, C Murder still lived in the hood. C Murder had a mansion, but he had an apartment in the projects in New Orleans and was kicking it. And like, he felt more comfortable there. And P kept telling him, like, I'm not going to come visit you. You keep making these mistakes. So it's not that P feels like he's guilty, but P feels like he still put himself in that situation to get caught after being warned for so many times. And so recently, P put out that video, I think this past Friday.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Where he's pretty much saying he ain't no ATM no more. And, you know, you still giving praises to people that did not have your support. and you didn't support, you know, you're not giving the same praise to your family, like your grandmother and your mother and all those other things. And he was like, I'm done. Because, you know, Kim K had put out the tweet, like free C Murder or whatever. And I guess Monica had put him on. And shout out to Monica for being, I mean, people talk that ride or die stuff, but God dang, we should talk about 20-something plus years. She'd have been married and everything, and she's still riding for C Murder who been inside. God dang, that is a standard to be set. And so,
I mean, like I said, she's married and had kids. I mean, she was with Rocco, then she was with Shannon Brown.
right.
So she's lived her life.
Oh yeah. She lived life, but she still like that's support. So I guess
Of course.
I say all that to say is like, is P wrong for saying not necessarily wipe your hands, but I'm pretty much he's like I'm good. Is he wrong in what he's saying? The fact that he don't feel like he need to come visit you no more, that he gave you all these warnings. Like if you have yourself a relative, whether it was a brother, a loved one, or whatever, you've been giving them these warnings, and y'all supposed to be living this better life, and yet they keep choosing to go in the opposite direction, even though they might be innocent. Is it fair to wipe your hands from them?
And sometimes you got to give, especially siblings, you got to love them from afar sometimes and give them space to grow and get on the same airspace, because siblings can butt heads.
Because I know. Because I already know what you're getting at, but go ahead.
Siblings can butt heads, and nobody really understands that unless you have a sibling that you have like you just butted heads with. So I understand where he's coming from and the frustration that is like, no matter what you do or how much you try to save a person or how much you try to talk sense into a person, they're just not getting it. And sometimes they got to get it in their own time and in their own way. But in C Murder's case, it's a little bit different because he's locked up, and he's been locked up for so long for a crime that very possibly that he didn't commit. So that's a very different situation. But you know, we don't all. P's not going to tell us the whole story. C Murder's not going to tell you the whole story. So we don't know everything that's between them two, but it's always a lot in there. And especially with brothers, it's a lot of aggression. It's a lot of pride. It's a lot of testosterone. And, you know, a lot of times neither one is going to back down. So the longer it takes for somebody to be the bigger person, is the longer that feud is going to go. And sometimes, you know, neither one of them want to back down.
Yeah, it seems like when you watch the doc and when you get a chance, you'll catch it. It seems like him and C Murder always had like a little tension, because you know it was 4 of them, and the brother Kevin Miller passed away, and you know, he was murdered. And it seems like P was very much so adamant about like, I'm not going to get caught out there in them streets. You know, I'm really going to move forward. And the one thing that you get from watching the No Limit Chronicles is that when P makes a decision, he's like, he don't matter. He'll drop.
He's stubborn. He's stubborn.
And he'll drop, like anybody can get it. Don't matter who you are. Like anybody can get it. Like if he's moving forward and you ain't it's definitely a dictatorship. It's not a democracy. This is how I'm running it. And if you're not going to listen,
all right. You get out the boat.
Yeah. Now on one thing, he's not going to hold you like the way you heard about a lot of other labels. Like if you want to go, he let you go. Like Snoop, everybody said like, and he said, but if you knew what you were doing, why didn't you blow up? And if you ain't got a response to that, so be it. But it seems like when you talk through the Chronicles, him and C Murder had this tension. They kind of always had, when P was preaching to everybody else about what you should not do, they were saying like C Murder was walking around like, yeah, he ain't talking about me. I know he ain't talking about me. So I don't know if you can call that.
Well, that could be, I mean, it could be a sibling rivalry, and sometimes, I mean, one sibling can't take direction from another one. Even if the direction is good direction and he's telling you exactly what you need to hear, but you just don't want to hear it because you my brother, you ain't my father. So and sometimes siblings can't get over that, can't get past that, and it's to their demise and their fault. I'm not saying that's what happened in that, but it's understandable. I can understand that.
Well, can we just take a second to say that if Kim K gets C Murder out of jail, 2020 will get more.
Oh, she's the GOAT. Like I'd say I have faith in Kim.
Oh, you do?
When it comes to this subject, when they say she doesn't have a natural talent, this is her talent. Getting Black men out of jail. That's her talent.
Well, she got black women out too.
I mean, well, she gets minorities out of jail. She gets black people out of jail. I said black men, but black women, black men. She gets black people unjustly incarcerated out of jail. That is her talent. I don't care how she gets it done, what connection she uses, but whatever, she gets it done. So for all the activists and everybody that want to throw shade and, well, she's only doing this because who cares? As long as the job gets done, this job is important. I don't care how it gets done, just get it done. And she has a knack for getting it done.
I mean, if you ask anybody who's been in jail, they don't care how they get out, as long as they get out.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, people forget she is the daughter of a very successful lawyer. So she's not stupid.
Was. He passed away. But yeah.
Yeah, people forget about that. Her father helped free OJ.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you make a valid point. You make a valid point.
People forget that. So I'm sure it's some law books around there, and she did some studying with her father. I believe Kim was like 17 or 18 when her father passed.
Gosh, give me the line.
Well, she spent a good amount of time with him. That's I can say that. Right. She spent a good amount of time with him before he passed, rest his soul. So I'm sure some of that stuff rubbed off on him.
I think you make a point about the fact that evolution is not predictable. Mm-hmm. Like, there's nothing when you watch the old Destiny's Child's video that tell you're going to get Black is King in the future. Like, like
from no to Black is King.
No, it doesn't. There's nothing there that you can say, well, you know what? You know what I mean? One day this person's going to make this, and it's like, if this is what Kim's passion is. I mean, I don't watch the Kardashian show, and I'm not turned on by them and every little news cycle that they do. I don't personally care. But I do know one time I spent the weekend in jail, and that was long enough for me. And I didn't care who was going to let me out. I would have hugged you. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can only imagine if you've been in there since 2001, you've been in there since 98, you've been in there for the past 5 years. I can only imagine.
Get me out of here.
Especially if you went there for a crime that you didn't commit. So
which a lot of people are.
If Kim Kardashian is the one that gets you out of there, I can imagine. I'm just saying, it go to show you. And plus, she is a celebrity, and it seems like celebrities speak a language, and maybe she speaks a language that Donald Trump understands because he was a celebrity too.
And he's probably a fan.
He's probably a fan.
So that's he's probably trying to plant little seeds. But however it gets done, and I mean, hey, I don't care. As long as it gets done, I'm happy.
Yeah, man. If that's the case, but I really hate to see. I understand P's frustration. I understand, I guess, if C Murders felt like he don't feel like P has done enough. I understand what you're saying too about sibling rivalry and things of that nature. So I understand. I understand how you can feel like you wipe your hands on somebody because you've been trying to help them and they just ain't listening. Because
it's like you just loving them from afar. You loving them from afar. Sometimes you just gotta let them go through their thing and on their own, and they'll come back when it makes sense for both of us. We'll come back together then. But as of right now, we're just not gonna ever agree on any subject. So there's no point in us, really being together because it's only going to create more tension and conflict.
Sometimes it be like that, man. It does. Did you get a chance to check out the fact that they arrested, I think, 2 or maybe more? I think.
Yes, I did. It said 2. It said 2.
It's 2 men, right? Arrested on the murder.
In charge. Well, 2 men in charge. I don't know how many they arrested. They could have arrested more, but it's 2 people that are charged.
Okay. What you think about the fact, man, it's been 19 years. Can you imagine somebody who's done something, 19 years ago when they come get you? I mean, they claim from the reports is that, I guess, allegedly, Jam Master Jay was trafficking, drugs or whatever, and these guys came in to take him out or whatever.
And they killed him in the studio.
And I don't like hearing stories like that because Jam Master Jay is such a legend. I hate the fact that has to be mentioned in that.
Yeah, you hate to nullify any type of legacy or taint it.
Yeah, because I mean, we for those of us who even our history goes back in the culture and understanding, it was never a secret that Jam Master Jay was the muscle behind Ron DMC. He was the guy on the street. There's no secret about that. But when you start talking about trafficking and this and this, it's like, I don't know if that's important to know that at this moment, more so than just finding the killers. The fact that it's already sad that it took 19 years to just bring somebody in your precinct. But what's your take on the fact of mentioning his legacy, you think this, you think more news is going to come out that's going to tarnish his legacy in the midst of this, or?
I don't think it's gonna tarnish his legacy. I mean, Jam Master Jay is Jam Master Jay. I mean, it just is what it is. You can't tarnish that. I don't care if he was flying in 30 bricks a week. He's still Jam Master Jay. Like, it is what it is. You can't tarnish that man. He's a staple on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop. Like Run DMC, like one of the pioneer groups that hip hop ain't where it is today. The DJ craft ain't where it is today without Jam Master Jay. So
Yeah, with you being an actual DJ,
I don't care.
Where does he sit with you as far as on the DJ Mount Rushmore?
On the Mount Rushmore, I mean, he's definitely one of the pioneers. He's up there. Him, Kid Capri. I mean, it's a couple of them up there on that Mount Rushmore, but he's definitely up there. He's one of the pioneers.
Yeah. I just hate to see it, to that level, and I hate that whenever we gotta find some sort of justice with us within the Black community, they always gotta mention our flaws in that. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
It's like we have to be perfect to get some sort of justice. That's the part that probably, pisses me off. It's like, if we're not absolutely perfect, even when the kid gets killed on the street, like that kid got to be a straight A student. Because if that kid was in the gang, then it's like it was gang violence. You understand? But if that kid was like a football player, like Ricky and Boys in the Hood, or a straight A student about to go to Yale, first of his class of everything, then it's like, oh, it's like then we're singing these songs.
The kid in DC just died last Sunday. He he graduated from Dunbar. He was on his way to Temple. He died actually on the day that he was supposed to leave for college.
Yeah, it seems like those are the only times that they ever get acknowledged, but it's like when Jam Master Jay is like, he has a legacy. It's like, do we have to paint? Does that have to come out? You know what I'm saying? In order for justice to be done, because the man was in the studio. It's not like he was shot by some trucks, like you said, with 30 bricks in the back. Like, he was actually doing his job in the studio.
He was in the studio.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Jam Master Jay's legacy goes way further than just Ron DMC. Without Jam Master Jay, you wouldn't have Onyx. You wouldn't have
50 Cent.
You wouldn't have 50. There's a lot of people that Jam Master Jay had put on. DJ Scratch from EPMD. You know what I'm saying? Like, his legacy was feeding the culture way past just being behind Ron and DMC, like, hands down. Like, he's probably, like you said, as far as legacy DJs, one of the best legacy DJs you could name as far as putting other people on and things that he's done. So it's like, you don't have to mention all of those things, especially when you don't know it to be true.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, his legacy will never be tarnished in my eyes. I mean, he's Jam Master Jay.
That's real, man.
He's a god. Like,
Yeah, I just hope that, and the Jam Master Jay situation always seemed like it was one of those stories that everybody knew what happened, but they didn't necessarily want to say anything about it. Whenever you saw like a documentary or people around Queens, everybody always seemed like they knew, but nobody was going to know enough to say anything to get anything done about it. So the fact that they actually,
it was all hearsay. It was just street talking.
Correct. And they put little glimpses in the movie, like when you watch Get Rich or Die Trying, little glimpses in that, because there is a studio session that takes place where somebody gets shot in the studio, and you're kind of like, this is a little mirroring, you know what I'm saying? So I really hope they find justice on that, man. So, let's hope that gets done, and whoever else was involved too, because that was a crime that shouldn't happen. I don't care what nobody says.
Absolutely.
So, whoever else is involved, I hope justice come to them. And it sucks that after 19 years, because you might have been a changed person with kids now, and you got to explain to your family what you did.
Yeah, 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, almost 20 years ago. But his family and his friends have been missing him, and all of us in the country been missing him for 20 years.
That's right. So you tell that guy, you need to come with me. Let's take a ride.
Right. What was that skit T.I. had a long time ago when that dude got in jail and he called his man? He said, "Hey man, they got me. You might as well come on down, man. Come on down. I didn't already give your address, but you might as well meet me down here, bro." He's like, "What? Nigga, I just gave them direction to your house. You might as well come on down here and join me, dog. They talking about giving you life, nigga. I ain't doing this alone." It's like, you after 19 years, you go down, you might as well call everybody who's involved. Like, hey, bro, we all gonna go down. Like, all of us. Like, hey, it's like none of that. All right, man, let's get to the sticky. There was a bomb that got dropped this past week. And, you know, everybody know about Megan Thee Stallion and the Tory Lanez. For the longest, we knew that they had got arrested, but the actual fact, we didn't technically know what happened. You know,
we knew what happened.
Right. Well, when Megan came
out, it just wasn't confirmed. She just never confirmed it, but we knew what it was.
Yeah, Megan, you know, it wasn't confirmed, but Megan confirmed it. She said, "You shot me." There's so many different layers to it, but she went on IG Live, and you know, it's so crazy because I saw on Twitter she had tweeted like, "Keep lying, right? I'm gonna show you something." And I was like, "Who Megan talking to?" You know what I'm saying? Like, who's she talking to?
Yeah, they was poking the bear.
Right. And then so she came out her IG Live. She told her whole story. Technically, it wasn't even by Kylie Jenner's house. It was near her house. It was 4 people in the car, and she tried to walk away, and it wasn't no glass or any other fragments. It was straight bullets that she got shot in her feet from Tory Lanez after her argument. And I don't know if you can call out any other rise and fall during the pandemic like Tory Lanez.
Yeah, quarantine radio was massive.
Because quarantine radio, MTV had just gave him a deal, having his own show. Everybody was checking in quarantine radio. I mean, I saw Megan had checked in on the
Chicks Take 5 was crazy.
I ain't think none of it. You said what?
His last album, Chicks Tape 5 was crazy. New Toronto 3 was good, but Chicks Tape 5 was I even called it a classic.
You did. And I guess my question is, did you need to hear her confirm it, or did you feel like the reports were enough for you to be like, oh no, Tory shot her?
I mean, we knew what it was. I knew what it was. I didn't need her.
I know you and I knew from industry intake, but what we know. But I'm saying.
But once she confirmed it, it's like,
What was your reaction?
What was my reaction? I was like, damn. That's his first. Damn, he's done, because that's an indictment. That's public record now that she has confirmed you as the shooter. So now he's gonna be locked up and in cuffs within a week, because she's identified him as the shooter. So now, wherever you're at, that knock on the door is coming. That knock on the door is coming real soon. Which I'm not saying it's a bad thing, though. I'm not saying she shouldn't have done it. I'm saying that it just changes. It changes everything for the whole case, because before she wasn't cooperating. Like, she was trying to save him, so he had the breath, like he had a lesser charge. He just had a gun charge, and he was out on bail, and he could actually live his life. So she actually did save him, and she was being a ride or die for a minute, and, you know, I guess he bit the hand that fed him, or was giving him freedom, because she definitely had the power to just.
I was just about to ask you about that. What you think about that the fact that she protected him? Because she gave the story that, you know, she felt for her life because the police are already out here shooting people. And so her attitude was, I'm not about to tell the police there's a gun in the car, you know, even to the point where when she said the officer was like being disrespectful to her and she's bleeding and they making her, you know, I think there's a video of her walking backwards or whatever the case. And she said, you know, I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to protect everybody that's involved in that situation. What does that say? Like, what is that?
Well, no, that's what I was saying. I'm talking about once she actually gets to the hospital, because they actually questioned her when she was in the hospital. That's, you know, hopefully it would never happen in a hospital. But on the scene, yes, that's absolutely true. Like, you don't want to give up that information. No, it's a guy with a gun in the car. They just shot off a shot, because it automatically, as soon as you say gun, them cops, they grabbing that hip, and that's so that I commend her on that. I mean, that was just smart. Like, she wasn't trying to get shot again. Like, she just got shot for the first time, wasn't trying to get shot again. But she did save him once she got later on, because she continued to not cooperate and not identify him as the shooter even after she left the hospital. Up until then, like, we found out as soon as when the police found out he was the shooter, we did too. So up until then, she was like, no, she was not cooperating. She was saving him.
Yo, what does that say? Like, there's so many layers. I'm gonna try to tackle one as quick as possible. That it says that the fact that the police are there, you got shot, and you don't want to tell the police. I mean, I need police to really hear that. Now, that's a problem. Like, you are here, I got shot, and I don't want to tell you because I don't want to get shot by you after I've already been shot. Like,
absolutely, that's a true feeling. That's a very true feeling because I'm more afraid of you than the person who just shot me.
Than the person who just shot me twice. Like, what does that say? You know,
that's what that says. Like, I'm more afraid of you than the person who just shot me. Like,
yo, and I really need the police to really kind of hear that. Like, if you can't see that your methods have brought people to this point where I'm sitting there bleeding, because you can die from getting shot in your feet. You can die.
Yeah, you hit an artery. You can die from getting shot anyway. You just got, if it hits an artery or goes too far in, yeah, you dead.
You can go.
Or at least get your foot amputated.
And you are willing to spend your last moments that you don't know saving somebody who just shot you, based upon the already fear that you have of the police.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that speaks.
Yeah, well, I believe on the scene she was in initial shock and she was scared, so she was saving herself on the actual scene because, like she said, she was scared of getting shot by the police. But once she got to the hospital, that's when she had time to think, and she kind of just went into the code, you know, just the code. Just, I ain't saying nothing, and that's where she saved them, though. But initially, she was protecting herself as well as everybody else.
Correct.
But she definitely lived up to the song "Savage." She's definitely a savage.
Yeah, and she definitely claimed that. She said that I guess his people, because Tory had kind of disappeared. Like, I don't think he has a social media page, and like he had.
Oh, he still has a social media. His page is still up. He just hasn't posted. He just went quiet.
He been laying
but like
low,
she said, it's like, what is he gonna say? Like, what is he gonna say? Because the first time he posts or say something, first thing somebody gonna say is, "You shot Megan. What's up with Megan?" So those questions are coming. So why he just went into hiding? But they did say they saw him in like a McDonald's or something in like
he's been
Orlando. He was Orlando.
Yeah, he been laying low, but she claims that he had his peoples trying to, like,
his publicist putting out different stories about how she was the aggressor. She hit
her and things of that nature. So, and she said she got tired of reading what people were saying on social media, which go to show you like the new age of celebrity now, because listen, both things can be true. Like, I think we forget that celebrities still speak a language within themselves, like what we was talking about earlier, and the fact that, you know, you and I, we're old enough where it's like, you know, we probably would not have been affected as much as people saying they want to say on social media, because we would have been like, tap out, I'm good, woo woo. But Megan's only 25, you know what I'm saying? So she's looking at social media. These things are affecting her mental.
And I'm 25 too.
Okay, right. So these things are affecting her mental. Therefore, she felt like she couldn't take it no more. And that was her reasoning between that and what was going on behind the scenes. But with that, the reaction was people were a lot of men were calling her Tekashi 6ix9ine and saying that she's snitching. You think there's some truth to that? Because you said she did a code. So did she break a code?
She didn't break the code because she's a civilian. And people like switch up the meaning of snitching. Let me actually break down what a snitch is.
Please do.
A snitch is someone who is a willing participant in any activity that they know the consequences of or the potential consequences of, but when the consequences come, they decide they don't want to suffer those consequences, and they decide to tell on other people to lessen their consequences or let themselves off altogether. And in the words of Pusha T, because snitch is an acronym, means sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home. I'm trying to come home.
One of the greatest acronyms ever in hip hop.
Exactly. So that's what a snitch is. When Megan did, she's not a snitch. I mean, she's a civilian. She was not a willing participant in getting shot. If you shot me, I mean, and cops ask me who shot you, who shot me, I can point to you. I'm not snitching. No, you shot me. I didn't sign up for a gunfight today. If I sign up for a gunfight and say we're gonna Wild West it out and you shoot me, then I call the police. Yeah, I'm snitching now, but I wasn't a willing participant in a gunfight.
Yeah, man. Can we talk about how weak it is for these ninjas out here to be talking about that she's in comparison to 6ix9ine?
Like, he's nowhere near 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine he was a willing participant in what was going on.
Dog, that is the weakest thing I've been seeing online. Because listen, I wasn't following what people were saying about her. I was more just like, man, I hope she's okay. You know what I mean? But the fact that you want to compare her to somebody who's walking around 6'9" is actually pounding his chest saying, I am a rat. Like, he got cartoon drawing that he's a rat. Megan, to your point, she's a tax-paying citizen. She got in an argument. There's not an argument that should escalate to the level of someone getting shot. Especially when you talk about a man shooting a woman. Especially when you talk about the climate of what we're going through right now. And Black women have been screaming to the top of their lungs about protect Black women. And then here you go, Tory Lanez. You not only are you arguing with her about something, I guess, that you two couldn't come to the understanding about, you pull out your gun? Like, I don't know what kind of cocaine that you've been on, bro. You understand? When you actually pull out your gun and you bust at her more than once and you shoot her feet, like, what did you think this was? You understand? And mind you, I'm somebody, I like to wait on all the information to come in before I make a decision. But to me, once she actually put her foot down and was like, yeah, you shot me, then I'm like, I don't really care how she came to that conclusion. Yeah, you can make the argument that she waited, you know, she was weak to be reading social media comments and cut it off. And you could make this argument like, oh, you know what I mean, she's lying on him and all that other stuff. All that to me is irrelevant. Like, that's irrelevant because she still was the victim that got shot. So however she came to the conclusion with you, I'm surprised she held the story for this long.
Bro, you shot a female.
It was looking like we wasn't gonna get the whole story. It was looking like it was gonna be one of them unsolved mysteries in hip hop.
It looked like she was gonna hold that and just take it to the grave for a long time. It looked like she was gonna take it to the grave. But
you got to be the weakest of dude. And listen, man,
and that's up to her. And that's completely her choice. That's completely her choice.
And the thing is, neither one of us claim to be any angels. Like, I'm not claiming to be no angel. You're not claiming to be an angel. We talk all the time about our past F-boy behavior and how we had to come to the light and be a little bit better, you know, as pro men and things of that nature. But to pull out your gun and shoot a woman, bro, like, that ain't the most suckish shit ever. Like, come on, man. Like, pull out your gun and shoot a woman.
I think even Ike Turner would have been like, dang, bro.
Like, wait. It's like,
you gonna shoot her? Like, all right, bro.
Like, that is the worst, yo. Like, that is like, there's nothing for that. Like, I don't have, and you know, he deserves whatever comes to him with that. Do you think he's done?
Oh yeah, I mean, he just shot. Look, he's going away for some time, and he's an alien.
He is from Canada.
He's getting deported, and he's going to jail. He's gone for at least 5 years, minimum of 5. He's going for a minimum of 5.
I've been doing some sucker stuff before then, though. This is not Tory's first sucker offense. He kind of got a history of some suckerish things that he's done. But I chalk that up to the new age of celebrity. They all have kind of done some suckerish stuff that I'm just not, you know, a fan of. And you and I have had the conversations, so, you know. But to me, this is what sucker stuff leads to. This is what sucker shit leads to.
Leads to 5 to 10.
It leads to 5 to 10. So when everybody was all like so passive aggressive about some of these actions, when you see these celebrities doing some of this sucker shit, especially the men, this is what the kind of stuff can lead to, because you guys are promoting it and approving some of their behavior as if it's okay. I mean, the fact that you have somebody writing on her live, free Tory, or fuck that free Tory, you are condoning sucker shit, and you's a sucker too. Because what are you freeing? He was out. There's nothing to free. The homie got out on bail. And like you said, he didn't take the charge. That's attempted murder. Like, he ain't taking none of them charges.
Yeah, she wasn't. It has to be certain statures to be attempted murder. Like, it has to have been a life-threatening injury, and I don't think getting shot in the foot they're going to consider that a life-threatening injury. So, like, if she'd have been shot in the chest or in the abdomen or in the head or something like that, or shot like 5 times or something like that, they consider that attempted murder. And I'm not a lawyer or a judicial guru.
You sound like somebody should be a shooter act.
But I'm just saying, stop it. But I'm just saying, no.
You know a lot of details.
I think the charge is assault with a deadly weapon, and I think the weapon is an illegal weapon too. So that just, like I said, 5 to 10.
What do you think this puts the?
I wonder, is he gonna do it in Canada or is he gonna do it in the U.S. though?
That's true. Do you think this puts a cloud on us as Black men representing on the whole protect Black women thing? Do you think this puts a cloud over it?
Oh yeah, it definitely makes us look bad.
Okay, how so?
But he's a Canadian Black man. Let's just throw it on him. Psych.
I was low-key like, you know, yeah.
Like, that's a Canadian. Those are Canadian guys.
He over there.
It's like, no, it doesn't matter. You Canadian or American, South American, Mexican, it doesn't matter. It's not right for a guy to be beating on a woman or hitting a woman or shooting a woman. Like, yeah.
So you don't think that is, so do you, I guess I'm asking, do you think that's fair that this act represents all of us?
Oh, no. I don't think it represents all of us. It definitely doesn't represent all of us, but I think it makes us look bad because we were all fans of Tory. I was fans of Tory. I mean, Tory is a great artist. Like he's multi-talented and he's just a great artist. Period. But I mean, it hurts because it's like, dang, Tory, why, bro? Why'd you?
Yeah. I mean, I saw Kalani said she took his verse off her song.
Yeah, it's still playing though. I think it's a slow process to that, just getting it off every station everywhere. But yeah, she officially did file to take that off the song.
Yeah. I mean, do you think most people who got collabs with him are going to be doing that? You think they're going to follow her lead?
I probably think they won't release them, but if they're already out, I doubt if people really take them off because you don't see a lot of people like taking those R. Kelly features off, taking those R. Kelly for production. Everybody taking those R. Kelly produced this record and it went double platinum. They're not taking that record off the shelf.
Yeah, but I think unfortunately we've gotten to that point of that. I think 5-6 years ago, like you said, anything before that R. Kelly documentary, even though unfortunately we shouldn't have been, people still were leaving on that. But I think we're in a climate now where people want to see that action be immediate. And I don't know.
I think going forward, what I think is going forward, if somebody had music with Tory that they did not release prior to that night, it will not be released.
They taking that off, yeah.
Yeah, it will not be released. But anything that was already released before it is going to be what it is. But anything, if you didn't put that music out before that night,
yeah,
you can go ahead and chalk that up. Don't even put it out.
Payne was one of the people that had got on Twitter and was like, "Hey, yo, I got this song with Tory Lanez. What's the climate?" Because that was when the news had first broke when it wasn't confirmed. But now that it's been confirmed, to your point, I think I don't think moving forward it's wise for you to be like, even as media people, I got this interview with Tory Lanez. Like, if he not gonna come on there and say what he did, nobody wants to hear that.
If it's not one of those heart-to-heart confessional, 60-minute interviews, yeah, we ain't talking about no music. We talking about you, your life, and your decision.
For her, bro. She had Halle Berry tweeting for her. Like,
absolutely.
If you didn't know there are people who did not know who Tory Lanez was until this incident, unfortunately.
Yeah, bad news always travels a lot faster than good news. That's just a fact. People like the drama.
So do you think he can recover the way Chris Brown? I don't think Chris Brown
didn't shoot. He didn't shoot.
But I'm just saying, just for content, I think we forget where Chris Brown was when that situation happened with Rihanna. I still don't think Chris Brown ever recovered to where he
I think he can recover. I think he can come back once he comes back from jail, of course. But it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I'm not talking about will you be able to like make a living. Like Chris Brown makes a living. Like, Chris Brown is still Chris Brown. But I think a lot of times, because it's been 10 years, we forget the level of stardom that Chris Brown was at. You know what I'm saying? Before the double mint commercial and all that. Like, a lot of us forgot because these past 10 years, he's been on a certain level. But we forget where he was ascending to before that. So he never.
Well, he's back there. I think he's back there.
No way. He was in movies, endorsements. No way. No way Chris Brown is at where he was supposed to be. No way. There's no way. There's no way you can make that comparison. Chris Brown, that goes to show you how much of a big star Chris Brown is, because he's still a star. But when you think about where he was going, so he was at an A-level stardom, and he got knocked down to like a B+. Tory Lanez was not at A level. Tory Lanez was just...
Chris Brown got knocked down to like a D. Like, he was at A and then knocked down.
He recovered to like a B-.
Okay.
All right.
I say he's an A-. I say he's like an A-. He recovered to an A-.
So I would say this: Chris Brown was at an A+. He got dropped down to a D. He recovered to a B-. Tory Lanez was at a C+ at best.
Absolutely.
At best. He got knocked down.
And he got dropped down to like
F.
J.
Yeah. His recovery is not going to be on the same level, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, the recovery is not going to be the same.
He's not
He
Drake.
gonna put out like he gonna have to put out like 4 throwaway albums when this is all over.
Absolutely.
4 just throwaway albums, like when Chris Brown put out Transform You and all that stuff. Right. That was a throwaway album.
That's some mixtapes.
Yeah, some mixtapes. Just put a bunch of stuff out there so we can ignore it, for everybody to ignore, and then we finally stop maybe paying attention to you again if the music is good enough.
Does he?
And of course he's come out and and he's apologized, and Megan has accepted him first. Megan has to okay him first. Like before he's welcomed by everybody. Megan has to welcome him. She has to give us the okay.
We forgot Rihanna did forgive him publicly.
Yes.
So that helped also too. So
and
Megan
did a song with
him. Yeah.
And Rihanna did music with Chris Brown afterwards too. So Megan has to accept him, and Megan has to take the apology and welcome him back before we can, I believe.
Right. And we're not saying Megan should do it.
No, I'm not saying she should do it at all. She don't have to. That's up to her.
Yeah.
It could be F
to the day she goes.
Yeah, it could be F Tory forever. But if Megan accepts him, then we can accept him. But not unless Megan. Megan is the gatekeeper. I'll put it that way.
I agree with that. I think if he's going to have any kind of recovery, it has to start with Megan. If it don't start from Megan, ain't nobody trying to hear that. You know what I mean? And Megan doesn't have to. I'm not going to tell her what she should and what she shouldn't do. I'm gonna say she shouldn't have to. Like it should be no pressure on Megan.
She don't have to. She definitely don't have to. There's no pressure. Mm-hmm. She can accept the apology 30 years from now if she wants to. If she wants to accept it.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what people gotta get. That's what people gotta understand. Where do you think Megan goes from here?
Well, Megan ain't slowed down, and she's gonna keep moving. Megan is a savage. She's a champion. Like she's winning and winning and winning. She just became the first, like she went #1 on Billboard hip hop songwriters chart. Like Megan is still winning. Like she ain't missing a step. If anything, it's gonna catapult her even more. That's right. Yeah. So Megan is the truth. So like I said, she's the gatekeeper. She's the gatekeeper to the rest of Tory Lanez career. Unless she welcomes him back and okays it, we can't welcome him back.
Does she put this in her music?
Of course.
Like, because technically,
of course.
technically, Megan has still gave us quote unquote mixtapes. So when she gave her official debut, does she put this in her music?
Of course.
Okay.
She got to tell the story.
Okay.
She got to tell us the story.
Yeah.
And Megan can spit, so she can put it in she can put it in the words, and it's gonna come because Megan can spit.
I agree with you. No, Megan got bars, man, and I don't care what some of these Negroes out here talking about, man. That WAP song goes.
Oh yeah, WAP is the truth.
That WAP record. That WAP goes, man. I don't care what none of y'all say. You know what I'm saying? That WAP goes, so y'all can kick rocks.
Yeah, they sing every single word to the song.
Yeah, I'm not about to get into why WAP is good, because some of you were being hypocrites, because if you came up off Lil' Kim, Too Short, hell, you listen to songs now. You ain't got to go back in the day. You listen to songs now. You know what I mean? 2 women talking about WAP, knowing that we all love WAP, even women. I don't understand why y'all upset. So we're going to get off that for real. But I really do hope that she takes the time to recover, and I hope that Megan gets all the help that she needs, you know what I'm saying, physically and mental, because you can see it on the IG story that mentally she still is going through it, you know. So I really hope that she get the services that she needs so she can recover. Because we talk about
people forget she just lost her mother like a year ago.
Bro, she lost both of her folks, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
absolutely
she's been through a lot. So while we're talking about Tory Lanez's recovery in his career, I'm really advocating for Megan's recovery in life, and I'm really advocating for her to go further in life because she's already a dope artist. But I really hope this skyrockets her, you know what I mean, further when she talk about her art in her own time. So I really hope that, you know, she does that, man. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah. Before we got out of here, man, some music had dropped. You know what I mean? Let's get on that for a little quick second. Nas dropped King's Disease. Mulatto dropped Bitch from the South. Anybody else dropped that we forgetting?
Yeah, Mulatto actually went gold. She's the first female solo rapper to go gold, have a gold plaque from Atlanta. So shout out to her. She's
Really?
definitely moving. Yeah.
I guess
First solo female artist out of Atlanta to have a gold plaque.
Okay. That's what's up. What you think about Mulatto, bro? What you think about that?
I think
the album? What you think about it?
I haven't listened to the whole album, but I think she's definitely dope. Mulatto got them jump. Mulatto got records.
Yeah.
She got records. She got a formula, and she's working it. And she not doing too much. Like she's not trying too hard. Like she's in her space, and she's running her race.
I like boss chick music, bro. Like I like boss chick music, man. I like when I see the women rapping, man, with the mink coats and they holding the money and they talking that smack, dog. I like it, yo. I like it. I think it's G. I like boss chick music, bro. Like I do. I think it's boss, man. Like I like when they be like, like when you think back like on Ladies Night when when they had the dudes serving them and all that. Like I was finding the women attractive who were doing that. Like I was like, man, they look good. Like Left Eye look good. Like
you sound like one of the guys that be like telling your girl to smack you and stuff. Like you be with all that stuff, you getting whipped.
No, I'm not an old rich white man. No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. What's that little red ball they be having with the mask and they mouth and stuff like that?
With your safe word?
Yeah, that's you. That's you.
That's old rich white man money, my brother. That's old rich white man.
That's you.
No, no, you got to get a certain amount of money to start saying you want some pain. Shit hurt me, okay? I'm hurt. My safe word is no. We ain't starting. I don't want my balls taped up, none of that jazz. You know what I'm saying? On the side note, though, I used to have a homegirl back in the day. She was a dominatrix, though, and she used to always tell a story.
See, I told you that was you. I knew it.
No, I said she was actually my manager at my job when I worked in a record store, and she was a manager, and she used to schedule us to close the store early because she had an appointment. And she's always like, all I do is beat up old white man. No,
she had an appointment with you.
She had no appointment with me. I was broken then than I am now, so I definitely ain't.
Yeah, I was doing inventory.
Kick rocks, yo. So you get a chance to check out Nas' album, King's Disease?
I'll listen to it a little bit. I haven't listened to the whole thing. I still gotta let the rest of that joint rock. I listened to the first couple of records though. It was cool though. I mean, it's what I expect from Nas. I expect a lot of lyricism. I expect some consciousness. I expect for him to hit a couple of hot spots.
But what's different?
Good production though.
It's produced by Hit Boy.
Yeah, that's what I said. He had some good production. I can tell it's up to date production. It's not the traditional, the New York sound, maybe like the Premier or the Guru sound that we tend to used to hearing from Nas, unless he goes to Puff or unless he goes to one of them, where he makes the party music sometimes, where he tries to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a testament, man, that a lot of golden era MCs can benefit from working with newer producers. You can keep your same flow, but you need a newer producer. One of the biggest letdowns that I felt was when we never got a chance to hear the Rakim, Dr. Dre album. You know what I mean? Because I really felt like that could have did something. But I like
Dr. Dre wasn't a newer producer.
No. He was a newer producer, but he was it would have been a more challenging sound for Rakim. Because
he was more evolved. Dr. Dre was a more evolved producer.
Yeah, he evolved more evolved. And I'm talking about back then. We talking about, this is an album that was supposed to come out about 15 years
in 98. Yeah, 98.
Yeah,
like
I'm not
but
talking
still,
about.
Dr. Dre was out in 82.
Right. I'm not talking
forget
about
how old Dr. Dre is.
I'm not talking about like right now. Yeah, I'm not talking about like right now. I'm saying that in that era when it was supposed to come out like in 01 or whatever the case may be, I always felt like that was a big letdown. But for Nas and Hit Boy, I feel like a lot of MCs can benefit, golden era MCs can benefit from having a fresher take. Because the lyrics are still Nas. He's updated some of the rap formula or whatever, but the lyrics are still Nas. With the beats, you hear it. It's better. It sounds good. And he sounds comfortable. He doesn't sound like he's rapping on tracks that he was forced to rap on. Like, he sounds comfortable. So shout out to him.
That's because he ain't broke. That's because he ain't broke. Nas ain't broke. Nas just made $80 million off a doorbell. Like he's making music because he wants to make music, and he likes the music he's making. He's not making music because he has to make music to survive. It's a big difference.
I mean, you got a valid point, man. You got a valid point. You ain't wrong when you're right on that one. So shout out to it. But I think King's Disease is his best work in a long time. I'm willing to say it's Nas' best work in about like 10 years. You know what I mean? It's his best work in a very, very, very long time, because that one he put out with Kanye was some garbo. But I blame Kanye for that, though. But that's just what I'm on.
Yeah, Kanye.
You been catching the playoffs, bro, before we go?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
you feel?
Absolutely. No,
How you
I
feel?
feel like the playoffs going to shape up the way it is. I think LeBron and them going to take it. But as much as I would like to see my guy Melo get a ring and beat them, I just don't think it's going to happen.
LeBron don't look motivated, man, to me. I think they need to do a diagnosis on people, on players, because I think that a lot of players do play better with the crowd. And I think it is in their psyche. LeBron just looks unmotivated to me. I mean, he's still LeBron.
Well, it's
LeBron
not that.
like
I don't
that
think
guy.
people understand. I don't think people understand like being in a bubble and seeing the people that you're playing against every day is like when you're normally in the playoffs, like you go home, but you don't see them until you step back into the arena. Now you go to the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Your arch enemy right now on the court is right in front of you. He across the room. Like he's right there. So it's like a big
You might lose a little bit of that
so
aggression.
it's different. Yeah, because you see, I can't be mad
true.
at you 24/7. Like I need to get away from it and not see you, and then get back to the arena. Oh, damn, I'm mad at you again. So I can be mad at you. I can't keep that mad going at you. It drains them.
Unless you Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar seems to be angry at them 24/7. But Dame Dollar's a special case.
He's just an animal. He's savage. But yeah, so I just think, I think whoever wins it this year, I think this is a harder. I mean, everybody's admitted this is a harder championship to win this year. This ring is gonna have an asterisk. This is the ring. Like this whoever wins this one, they overcame a lot to win this. So I think this year's championship is gonna mean more than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think the bubble works well. I mean, I wasn't a fan of it at first, but I've been watching and I think it works well. And shout out to WNBA.
The bubble is the only way. That's why MLB and all the baseball players keep getting corona because they're not in the bubble. And the real reason that most of the baseball players are probably getting it is because 90% of MLB is white. So I mean, and you have a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are Trump supporters. And what do Trump supporters do? Not wear masks. So that's they not wear around, no masks on all the time. That's why MLB and the baseball season is not going to finish, and the NBA season is going to finish flawlessly. It just is what it is, and I hope football goes into a bubble. They need to go into a bubble. They actually could do it right here in the DMV because they can use Philly Stadium, they could use Baltimore Stadium, and they could use the Washington football team stadium. So that'll be three fields, and you could have another one on the West Coast, and they could do two bubbles, do one. And I guess where's three cities that's close to each other with stadiums. I'm sure maybe in Oakland you can do it. They can do San Francisco, and they could do the old Oakland Stadium, something like that. I don't know. They can figure it out, but they definitely. They can do it. They can do it in Texas. They can have Texas. They got Dallas and they got Houston. Those are two big stadiums. So,
well, that'd be too much like right. Well, we're gonna go ahead.
Yeah, they need to do two bubbles.
I think we pretty much covered everything, man. It's good talking to you. I hope you still stay safe out there in COVID, my brother. You know what
absolutely,
I mean?
Absolutely.
You got anything going on that you want to promote? Last 40 seconds.
6 to 10. 6 to 10, Monday through Saturday, WPGC 95.5, and just keep rocking with me. Number one,
listen, man, be safe, man. Be safe, man. I don't want to hear about nothing. Don't be calling me, man, with no bad news, brother. Be safe.
I ain't got no bad news. I'm in the house.
Make sure
you follow us on.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter at HHMS98. Follow me at J.Hall Radio. This guy right here, DJ Akademiks. As usual, be blessed with successful, and we appreciate you. And we ghost.
Ghost.